In today's video, what I'm going to be taking you through is the one thing that I've done in the last 5-6 years that has kind of been one of the most profound and powerful moves I could have made in my business that allowed my business to grow multiples from where it was without needing to put in the same multiple of time and energy. So what I mean by that is, let's just take, for example, you have a business doing 100,000 a year, right? For example, and you want to triple it, and you want to get to 300,000 a year, and you're currently working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, right? For example, your goal as an entrepreneur is to find out ways to be able to take your business from a threefold growth, from 100,000 to 300,000, without a threefold growth in needing your time and your energy and your hours, right? How to take your business 3 times growth without taking your time, your energy, and focus 3 times growth. Because ultimately, as entrepreneurs, we want to build an amazing business that serves our customers, serves our clients, and delivers amazing results. But at the same time, part of the reason why we've all gone down this path is, and I'd say a large portion of why we all go down this path, rather than working for someone else to deliver amazing service to clients, is to be able to be in control of our day, have more freedom, have more time, have more energy to do other things outside of business while serving our clients at the highest level, right? And being a cog in someone else's business, being a cog in the machine, right? You can only just put in more hours, and your boss just wants you to put in more hours, right? But as a business owner, your ultimate goal is how can you get growth and keep an amazing servicing of your clients without having to scale your time and energy. Like, what systems, what structures, what resources can you use? What tricks can you use to be able to threefold, 5 times, 10 times where you are at the moment without having to 5 or 10 times the amount of hours you put in per day, per week? Because ultimately, look, let me tell you, if the only way that you know how to grow a business is by putting in more of your hours, right? If the only way you know how to double your business is by doubling the amount of hours you put in, it's not going to grow. It's actually going to die, right? And what I mean by that is that, let's just say, for example, you're like, all right, cool, I'm going to try and work 23 hours a day, have 1 hour sleep, wake up the next day, 23 hours a day, and that's how I'm going to grow my business. Well, let me tell you, you might be able to do that for about 3 or 4 days, and then from there, the hours that you're putting in are going to be so poor, like the energy, the focus, you're going to get very little output from it. And in actual fact, your business will start to decline, your client servicing will start to decline, and you'll burn out, right? And then the business will blow up. So no matter what, you need to be able to grow a business and service more clients without more of your time. Now, the trick I'm going to take you through, the tip I'm going to take you through is just one of many pieces. But ultimately, as entrepreneurs, our goal is to continually look to uncover ways, have tips and tricks and ways to grow a business without having to match the growth with the amount of time and energy we put in, right? So first and foremost, the tip I'm going to go through is the title of this training, of this video, is why I have 2 offices and why you should do the same. Now, as we all went through the COVID sort of journey, each country had its own sort of journeys, own experiences, whatever it might be. A lot of people started working from home, right? Especially if you're building an online business, right? You have your computer, you have your phone, and you can kind of work from anywhere, right? And most people either got a home office or just worked from home, from the lounge room, from the kitchen table, from whatever it might be, right? And as a result, most people closed down the gym or stopped going to the gym or stopped going to the office that they had, or whether they're in a job, out of a job, whatever it might be, and started working more at home. And so this became this huge blend between home time and work time, right? And it was very hard to disconnect. A lot of people burnt out through the process because of that, because they were literally, 11 o'clock at night getting text messages or emails or whatever it might be from a client, from whatever it might be, and not being able to have time to shut off, right? And as the example I gave before, if you can't shut off, if you can't block off efficient work time and efficient recovery time, right, then your next day of efficient work time will be inefficient, if that makes sense. So if you can't block off and you can't recharge, you need to recharge your batteries, right, to be able to give in another amazing day and turn up at your best the following day. And what most people are finding is this blend or this bleed between work and home and recharge time, and they were never able to actually kind of switch off and recharge. And so as a result, they got into this bad habit and actually started like burning themselves out. Their cortisol was through the roof, their stress hormones, they were sleeping less, whatever it might be. And as a result, when they turned up the next day, they weren't turning up in their best, right? And if you're not turning up your best and you're not recharging, recovering, it's just like going to the gym. You're going to have bad workouts if you don't give yourself enough recovery time. You're not going to evolve and progress. And it's the same in business, right? Now, the reason why I have two offices, at a stage I had one office and I was working from home, and I was seeing this massive blend. I've got kids, I've got a wife, you might have kids, you might have a partner, you may not, whatever it might be, you might live with friends. And not being able to have that focused time where you are alone and you can just literally just plug in, right, means that you're going to be inefficient. You're going to have distractions, all this sort of stuff. On top of that, you're not going to be able to recharge. So it's kind of a twofold. Now, there was a stage where I was like, I need to do this, right? And so I got an office. I have got a home office. I've got an office away from the home that I pay, that I'm in right now. And I literally only come into this office like 2 or 3 days a week. I like to work from home and I like to have an office. I like to have the two and be able to choose from it. And I have a regular kind of schedule when I work from home, when I don't work from home, so I don't have to think about it every day, and it's just all systemized, right? And that way I get the best of both worlds. I get the freedom to be able to, my house is right near the beach. I get the freedom to be able to, if I want to have a break, I can just jump across the road, dive in the ocean, go for a swim, go for a surf, do whatever it might be. And then I have the office where it's a bit further away from the ocean, but I get the freedom of the two, right? And when I'm in the office, let me tell you, I'm much more efficient because of lack of distractions. Literally, I'm just here to work, right? And so as a result, I get a lot more done. Now, that's point one, right? Having the two offices, splitting things. And when I do work from home, I have very clear boundaries. I have a workstation, right? And then I pack that up and I put that away. I hide it so I don't have any distractions. I don't have anything that actually, apologies for that. I don't have anything that bleeds over in terms of time-wise, right? I just had someone calling me, so that's why I had to swipe and it came up on the computer. I don't have anything that bleeds over. So when I'm at home, I sleep well, I disconnect from work, I'm able to be present for my family, right? And I recharge. So when I wake up the next morning, I'm feeling amazing, ready to go. Now, the second piece of why this was so important, what I believe to be so important, is that when you are working from home and you're working from a computer, working from your phone, a lot of people can perceive you as not working, right? Perceive you as kind of mucking around online. And internally, you can kind of perceive that as well, because there's not big capital outlays. There's not like you can work from anywhere. You can be on the couch, you can be watching TV, play around a computer, you look at a YouTube video, whatever. You internally can perceive yourself as your business is not that real. It's not that serious, right? You don't have very high overheads. You don't have offices. You don't have staff. You don't have anything. You can literally just do it with the phone and computer. And so there's a mindset shift to investing in yourself and in your business and making it feel real, something you can touch, right? Not just, in the cloud, zeros and ones and all that sort of stuff that could exist today and disappear tomorrow, right? And by investing and getting an office, I know for myself that it made me go, you know what? This business is real, right? This is serious. It's costing me money. I have an investment, and I'm committed to paying for that investment, having that office, and it's just become realer because now there's something that I can put my books in, put my awards in, put whatever it might be, and then I have home. Right? I have office, I have home, but I have investments, I have costs, I have real things that I can touch, and all of a sudden, everyone else starts seeing you as having a real business, and you internalize that yourself as having a real business, so that when it becomes more real, right, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, you know what, it's going to exist next week, next month, next year. So you look more long-term, you do more long-term work, you're happier for delayed gratification, which is extremely important as an entrepreneur or anything in life, really, to be able to do work today and not get a result today, but get the result tomorrow. Be able to do the work today, do the work tomorrow, and get the result in a week, in a year, in 10 years' time, whatever it might be. Delayed gratification is very, very important. But when everything kind of just feels like fairy dust and not real, right? And that like you're just kind of mucking around, let me tell you, putting in the hard yards that it takes to actually build a successful business that is going to set you and your family up for freedom for life, right? It's a lot easier to go, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. Or you know what, I'll just go for a walk. Or you know what, I'm just gonna watch something on Netflix and I'll do this later. Or distractions, so on and so forth. But when you've got something real and people start perceiving you as that, and then you internally start perceiving yourself as that, your motivation levels go through the roof, your workload, your work ethic, your focus goes through the roof. So there's really a twofold benefit to this. Now, not saying you have to go out there and get a monster office overlooking the water, whatever it might be, but I highly, highly recommend to anyone who is working from home right now, one, you need to separate your environments. Your environments are extremely important. You need to be able to switch on and switch off, right? And not have bleeds between the two. Have very black and white lines between when your clients are available to connect with you and when they're not, right? And that is not to say that you're not doing a good service, but when you do it from really a heartfelt place, you need to be able to recharge to turn up the next day and give your best to your clients, right? And if there's bleed, right, and you think, oh, I'm just gonna get back to this client at 10 p.m. Now it's 11 p.m. Now it's 11:30. Now I'm not sleeping well. When you turn up the next day, you're only gonna bring your half best, and that's unfair to your clients. You need to turn up every single day at your best for them, for your business, for your future, for your family, for your friends, for whatever it might be that you're doing this for. So you need to be very black and white aware when you're contactable, when you're not, when you're on, when you're off, right? When you're recharging and when you're on. Second to that, actually having things real around you makes digital businesses more real for others and for yourself. And you'll see how like it sounds quite airy-fairy, but as soon as you do it, you'll see the direct benefit from it straight away, and you'll be like, I should have done this sooner. I look back and I should have done it way sooner, right? Now I've got an amazing office, I've got an amazing balcony, amazing view. It has a great direction of the sun. So it's winter now, in summer, being on my balcony, it's amazing. Having a tea or a coffee out there for a little break. It's a great space, it's quiet, it's very fast, intense, so on and so forth. I really look forward to coming here, right? And as a result, I come here excited each morning to work, get things done, to move the business forward. And it's like a snowball effect. So not saying you need to have the best office in the world, but if you can have ones with natural light, right, in a nice space, if you get the option, amazing. If you don't to start with, great, just get whatever you can. And then when you can and you've grown the business enough, upgrade. And you'll see that upgrade's it will be worth every single cent from an expense perspective. Really, like cost of like a nice office with natural light and all that sort of stuff is negligible in comparison to what return you could get from the growth of your business long term. So hopefully that makes sense. And happiness, right? Happiness. It's not just about cash flow. It's about happiness to be able to turn up every day and do what you do, because that's what gives you longevity. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you take on board what I've taken through today. And if you are literally working from home and you're finding it's hard breaking the two together, and you've been doing this and you're wondering why you're feeling a bit burnt out, not absolutely amped, or be able to focus massively, this is one of the reasons why, right? I've got many other tips on how to multiply your business without multiplying your time and your energy in relation to the same multiplication. And I'll be taking you through that in future videos each time, but this is just one of the most powerful tips that kind of come top of mind for me. Tribefit.co. I think the internet just paused because someone just called me. So it's chris@tribefit.co. You can send an email to me if you've got any questions on any of this. I'd love to hear from you. And you can obviously follow or DM or shout out to me there. And we've got some amazing other additional tips you can send me straight away. So I can send you straight away if you need help with anything. So reach out if you need help with anything else. Be happy to have a chat and send you any free resources that we've got to help with that. But definitely take on board what I've taken through today, and you'll see a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you'll be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Cheers.